Hey Gemini, welcome to your love reading for March 2020. Welcome back to all my subscribers and welcome to anyone who is new here. Thank you for joining me. It's a love reading looking at the past, present, future, most likely outcomes, and also what's hidden and what you don't know that could be motivating the current circumstances of this connection. I'll also be pulling some oracle cards at the end of the reading as well to get some more insight from spirit. There will not be an extended reading to this reading. In fact, I no longer do extended, but I do months in advance. So whereas you won't be getting extended to this month as to more information about this month, you will get information about what's to come even further ahead in the future. So you kind of get even more insight into how things are going to unfold, and you can view those videos on my website. The link will be down below. You can also visit my Teespring account, some really fantastic gifts on there as well. Also on my website there are some great gift items and ideas, and also you can book your own personal reading. So that all being said, again, thank you for being here. I'll go ahead and get started with your reading. So overall crux of the matter is the Six of Swords. It could be an Aquarius that you're dealing with, but this is also just someone who maybe is looking to move forward, or maybe maybe your partner's looking to move forward, or maybe you're both wanting to move forward with regards to a commitment that you maybe have already made, a problem that you've overcome. Maybe there are issues in the relationship that require discussion and communication and problem solving. Maybe you just need to take a holiday. We have got the Four of Swords here as well, so maybe that's really what this is about. And the Eight of Cups is also here too. So there is some sort of traveling, maybe because of love, due to love, away from love, towards love. But there's definitely travel and love mixed into the equation, I think, for the month of March. We've got the Emperor card here as the overarching energy. So it looks as if you're either very focused on business, your independence, being a father, or maybe just really just feeling quite in control of your life, your surroundings, and your endeavors. Just feeling very solid and grounded. Maybe things in your life are quite predictable, quite certain. You've managed everything quite well. You've given everything quite a good order to your life, or maybe you're looking for order when it comes to your relationships or when it comes to life in general. You're very focused on getting things where they should be, finding a place for everything, and just creating order and structure into your life. You can also be feeling quite ambitious as well with the Emperor card. The Emperor card is quite an ambitious kind of character. Or you could just be very focused on, finding a husband, having a long-term relationship if you're a woman looking for a guy, or a guy looking for a guy. But you're looking for a guy in your life, a man that's strong, stable, and takes relationships seriously, is mature. It could also be an Aries that you're quite heavily focused on, a Capricorn, or even Taurus possibly, or any strong character you could be very focused on. But the issue that we're dealing with is finding solutions to problems, communication, listening and being heard. They're both, I feel, the crux of the matter here, communication. So is there a block in communication? Is there someone being stubborn here, maybe with the Emperor card as well? That could also be that, but there's a want for movement here. And this is not even a movement as possibly even physical. This could just be communication is needed in order for things to move forward. But it's maybe it's maybe quite challenging to, like I said, listen or be heard, or to be understood or to understand. There could be an issue here with that, possibly through just stubbornness here. you know, because sometimes it is the case where you're both right on a situation, but just not in agreement. And that's quite interesting when that kind of situation happens. So maybe finding a way to maybe compromise here, and maybe compromise is needed, or working together, communication. So we've got the Ace of Swords here for you, for how you feel. So you may have had an epiphany. You may be very clear, quite decided on a direction. Again, so your this energy is more connected to the Emperor energy. This conciseness in your um, outlook and perception of things, and your communication is very clear. It's very bold, it's very truthful, it's victorious even. You may be experiencing a victory. Maybe the Emperor card is talking about you, like I said, having this success in your life, this reaching this point where you feel very much in control of your circumstances, your home, your work, your business, success. You're feeling very clear about this situation currently. You know, whether it's yes or no, I can't tell that yet as we move through the reading, but you've decided, you've reached a decision, and you're clear as to where you're going, and what you think about this. We've then got the Hanged Man and the Queen of Cups. So it could be that you've found a new perspective, maybe on a Queen of Cups person. Maybe you are dating, maybe, you know, maybe you're more of the masculine energy. That's quite possible. And maybe you've met someone that is more feminine, or it could just be that this person is just a water sign. This person probably is a Pisces person that you've met or are dealing with. Someone that's quite sensitive. I feel this person as well, although they're quite sensitive and they've got quite a lot of, they're quite emotional and romantic, I think at the same time, they also don't open up very easily, in a sense. They may be a bit of a mystery to you. We've got Pisces here as well. They may be a bit of a mystery, and they could just also be even a bit of a prude, I'm getting. Okay, so that what the Emperor could be about as well. It could be that you're finding yourself, maybe not a prude, but maybe this person could be just not very, I'm getting that this person could be impotent. Okay, so that this person could be impotent. That could be what the Emperor is about. Maybe, you know, because the Emperor is very much about the male, you know, energy, which is, yeah, quite fiery and passionate. And I'm just getting this energy here of this person from the waist down, not really, being available in some way, or doesn't like to be touched or something like that. I don't know, maybe just for a few of you. But you may find that you're having to be the aggressor in the way, or you're having to be the pursuer. It's probably a better term, not the aggressor. But you're probably having to be like the one that's pursuing this person. And then we've got the King of Pentacles here. So maybe really all that you want is just to settle down. Again, this card also talks about order, money, and family. Laying down roots, offering a long-term commitment. So it could be that you're quite decided, I feel, that you want to be with this person. I feel you're quite sure about that. And you want to take it to the next level. But I feel like things haven't got passionate yet or something. Some sort of things, or maybe when I say prude, like there's just certain things you haven't seen each other. There's a lot of still, you know, it's very there's distance between you in some way, or you just haven't got physical yet with each other. And maybe you want to move things forward, or they do. There's still a lot of talking to be had here, though. I mean, this could also be your energy here, where you're kind of just falling back, you're waiting to receive. You know, you're in a more receptive position. There's a certain amount of surrender here as well. Surrendering maybe to a new way of thinking about something, a new perspective. Maybe it could be that you're seeing someone who is really different to your normal type, or you're having a kind of relationship that you're not really used to having. Like I said, maybe you're dating someone that's quite feminine in a lot of ways, you know, and you could be usually quite feminine. Maybe you're the woman and you just naturally assume a feminine, you know, you're just naturally feminine. But maybe you're dealing with someone who has got certain feminine aspects that are quite strong or something, and you're having to kind of reverse roles in some way. But I feel like you're kind of happy to do that, and you want to kind of talk about this more. There's definitely a kind of mind over matter thing happening here, having to kind of think things through. But this is a new start as well, maybe for you as well, especially. It's like a very much a new start, something new, new ideas, new perspectives, a new journey even as well. So for them, we've got the moon card. So again, we are seeing this Pisces energy come through 3 times now in the reading. Let's see what else we have on there. The Chariot. Okay. Chariot and the Two of Wands, a decision, movement forward again, new ideas. So the moon card, so yeah, you're dealing with probably a Pisces person, or you're just dealing with someone that's quite secretive, that doesn't really express themselves in a very direct way. They could be quite a quiet person as well. This person could also be going through a lot of emotional ups and downs. This card can also talk about fears in traditional decks. Although I'm not really getting that vibe here. I'm just getting this person is just quite feminine, or maybe they see you as very feminine. Maybe, like I said, this could be more your energy where you're just being quite receptive. You're wanting a man, a very masculine man to be here. This could be what the King of Pentacles is about. And you're wanting maybe a particular type of relationship that maybe where you are quite feminine. And this person could see you as that, very, very in your kind of moon energy, very receptive, very kind of going with the flow, and intuitive, and even psychic. But it could also, in a more traditional way, there's some sort of secrets being hidden or fears coming to the surface for this person. There could be something they're hiding from you as well. There's a lot of mystery here. It's what this Six of Swords is about. There's a lot of unknowns, and you need to share this information. You need to kind of get together. I see two people communicating, two people expressing themselves. So there could be some secrets, and communication needs to happen for you to come together. Or maybe just misunderstandings, or maybe you're shy, they're shy. Most Geminis aren't really that shy, but maybe this person is, and maybe it's bringing out, you know, you could have, you know, your moon in Pisces or something, so you could be kind of more a kind of watery Gemini. It's quite possible. So yeah, maybe, you know, you are a bit shy or reserved or responsive rather than, you know, forthcoming. Either way, there's a hidden element here. There's things that aren't seen, things that aren't clear. And it's got to do with emotions. So we've got the Four of Swords and the Eight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles again here talks about not budging, some amount of stubbornness that could be here. Okay, so maybe this person with the Moon card, the Four of Swords and the Eight of Cups, this person has kind of removed themselves from sight. They've maybe left the situation, they've removed themselves from sight. Maybe it's because of work, maybe they've had to travel because of work. Or maybe there's a distance between you because this person has kind of begun a job or has a good job or is invested in a project that they have to see through. Or they've had to travel because of this. I don't feel like they were happy about leaving. And I just feel like you can't see them or something. You could be quite emotional about this. You may be having to really have a mind over matter moment here as well. If this person has kind of left because of work, especially with the King of Pentacles here, you know, left because of work, or you've had to leave because of work, a business endeavor, something that affects, you know, some sort of financial investment or financially related projects, investment that will benefit you or both of you in the long run. Maybe sacrifices are having to be made now in order for the happiness in the future. So it's about getting through this moment, staying strong with the Emperor, not being too emotionally not being too emotional, not letting it get the better of you, but keeping your fears in check. Keeping your fears in check. So it could be that your partner is actually the one that's got a lot of this fear because of the Moon card here. But also I see you here possibly being quite emotional. This person could be quite worried about the fact that they can't see you, they don't see you anymore as well. If this is like maybe a breakup that's happened or there's separation at the moment. Yeah, there could be no communication at the moment. With the Four of Swords, no communication. This person may also be, you know, taking the time out to kind of gather their thoughts and heal maybe from some arguments that have been had in the past. But there is emotional growth here with the Eight of Cups. There is a want here to move into the Nine of Cups, to be happy, for happiness. And the Knight of Pentacles tells me that although, yes, it is indicating maybe some stubbornness in terms of the silent treatment or no contact, it's also telling me this person's not going anywhere. I think this person's still very much looking towards you. Okay? This person's not going anywhere. I don't feel, with the Knight of Coins being there and also the Emperor, there's a certain amount of steadfastness that I see. There's not movement away permanently. This person is committed to this, but understands that there's work to do here. There's communication that needs to be had, and that things have to change. Okay, if there's separation here. Because this could be you waiting for communication, waiting to hear back. Also, I see you here having faith in the process. I see having faith in the process as well. And they're doing what they need to do with the Eight of Cups here. This is someone doing what they need to do. Even though they might not want to do it, they know that they need to do it to be happy for the long term. It's about delaying pleasure. So this could just be about someone traveling for work or something like that, or there's a distance that's necessary for now, for things to get better. So we've got here the Hierophant, the King of Swords, and the Five of Coins as to what's hidden or possibly motivating the situation. So we do see commitment here. So yeah, I'm really picking this up as marriage. A Taurus may be involved here as well. Yeah. So what's happening as well is that people are just, you're someone here, or maybe both of you are just feeling quite left out in the cold. The King of Swords, there's communication issues, yeah. The truth needs to be told in terms of you guys need to just talk about this. It's actually strengthening your ability to talk, to communicate. So that's what this is about as well, is to strengthen your communication muscle as a couple. This distance might be a physical distance, but you can still meet on the same page. You can still communicate by phone, etc. If need be, or if this is a case where you're just not on speaking terms at the moment, maybe because you've said no to something as well. It could be quite possible that you've put your foot down in a particular area, and now you're kind of waiting for this person to come back to you and to communicate with you. I feel if this person does come, again, they're coming as a knight, so it's something to bear in mind. Although they are coming with an offer, it just tells me that it's not ready yet, it's not coming yet. The communication is not coming yet, not for this month. Okay, if that story resonates with you more. But there is a need here to level up when it comes to the way that you're communicating, and also to be clever about this. There's a need to be intelligent about this problem solving that you have to do. Yeah. I feel that there's still a very strong commitment between you two, regardless of the separation. Um, there's promises that have been made that will not be um, broken. There's also just learning how to not be too emotional about things, learning to make the most of a difficult situation as well here with the Five of Coins, and to be a support to each other as well. Again, with the Six of Swords here, we are looking at this need for support, through communication, through talking, through listening. You know, even the Hierophant is about, you know, being a good listener, offering good counsel or wise counsel. So communication is really going to be, is really what's either is hindering you to an extent in terms of your challenges around communication, but also is the cure to all of this is intelligent communication and being detached and knowing that there just will be times like this. There will be times when, you know, you won't always be able to be together, maybe because of work or distance. Um, hmm. I also feel like someone's laid down the law here, like someone said, this is how it's going to be. And it could have been you. Again, with this Ace of Swords, where you've said, okay, no, this is how it's going to be. Not really breaking up with someone, but laying down the law with someone, telling them, this is how it's going to be. These are my rules. This is what I like, what I don't like. This is what I expect of you or I don't expect of you. So there could be also, again, someone could be, maybe you kind of telling someone, like, this is how it's going to be, you know, and maybe this person is not really used to, again, this is about dominance here with the Emperor. This could make this person feel like they're not heard. It could be quite a sensitive person. Could be a Cancerian as well. So the Chariot card, didn't we? Yeah, it could be a Cancerian as well. Again, the Chariot card is about compromise. The Two of Swords can also be about compromise. Finding balance between you both. Wise communication, I feel, could greatly help you here. And even if you're not, maybe not the one doing the communicating, which it looks like you probably will be, because like this person seems to be very quiet. Even you seem to be quite receptive. So the issue is that maybe both of you are not communicating. But the promise is here, okay? I see the promise here with the Hierophant card. You're very much committed to each other either way, it looks like. Especially with the Knight of Pentacles here. But you maybe both need to, and maybe even you more so if you've been, you know, a Gemini will be more skilled at having a kind of mind over matter perspective on this. Figure out a solution to the problems or challenges that you're facing. And this is about being clever, being witty, being strategic. This will benefit you. And maybe even understanding this person's values, maybe it should come from that angle. What is this person's love language? What's their values? So even if there is an issue between you, it could be that the way to break down this person's barriers or break the ice might be through gifts, might be through time or whatever the love languages are. Okay. So it's about being clever and wise and looking at values systems as well. Okay. So the most likely outcome here is the Page of Cups. So yes, there will be communication. Um, Likely outcome also is the Sun card, clarification. And then we've got the Three of Pentacles, working together, compromise, uh, yeah, finding solutions, putting the work in, working together. So there's every potential here for you guys, or you guys, girls, could actually figure out a way to kind of get on the same page. Once you can agree, I think, on values. So once you can agree that you're both working towards the same thing, you both want the same kind of relationship, even if you're coming at it from different angles, or even if you're both maybe shy or whatever, if you can both agree on a way forward and say, okay, well, I really want to commit a relationship where we go on holidays together, we see each other regularly, that we plan financially for our future, that we do X, Y, Z, da, 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 you know, or we do these things together, or whatever, our relationship looks like this. You may find that you're both in agreement with a lot of these things, you know, in terms of your values. There's a lot of solid energy here, I think, and potential for a great foundation to be built, where you can learn to be more complementary to each other. And this is through self-love and expressing and showing yourselves for who you really are, taking off the mask that maybe you've put on for the world. This will be happening. There'll be this removing of masks. It may even get physical, and it could also be, that, if this relationship hasn't even got to that stage yet, and you're just not talking at the moment or something like that. I feel this will happen, and it will kind of be like baby steps, though. Very sensitive kind of baby steps, but still, this revealing of yourselves to each other that actually creates this very fertile ground, a new beginning, I feel, in a relationship, or a development in the relationship, where there's potential for lots of growth, and where you can build something together, but you have to be in agreement as to what it is that you both want. That's what the cards are saying. But yeah, there will be communication. It will be there will be an offer, I feel, here, of love, I feel. Or at least a willingness, I think, on both parts to explore your emotions for each other. Yeah, so I think there will be communication and movement forward, it looks like. So let's just pull some cards for Gemini. Okay, we've got freedom, we've got short term, we've got courting man, we've got soulmate, and we've got true love, and we've got obstacles at the base of the deck. So yeah, there is this courting man energy. There is this need to, I feel, the courting man has the energy of being flirtatious to me, extending romantic gestures and things like that. So maybe that also would greatly help in this situation, more of a flirtatious attitude. But this could also be there's someone around here, maybe it is this person that is trying to get your attention. I feel this person does like you, okay? But again, I see this person in a suit. So is this person traveling for work, short-term freedom? Short-term, they are on they're doing their thing. There's a break up. There's this freedom that's short-term. There's this break that's short-term. There's a separation that's short-term. Maybe because someone needed that freedom. They needed some space to think. Maybe again, if you were quite King of Swords or Emperor-like about it, and maybe telling them, like, this is how it's going to be, or maybe they were like that with you. It could go vice versa, but definitely someone here, I feel maybe took a step back because maybe they started to feel crowded and they needed their freedom because they're quite sensitive, I feel. Definitely Pisces energy is coming through strongly. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 Piscean, 6 water cards. So yeah, I think you're dealing with a water sign here, or maybe your water side's kind of coming out. But yeah, there's a short-term break, I feel. And this could also be, again, if we're going to go back to the message where there could be a situation where you're more masculine than they are in terms of approach to relationship. I mean, personally, I think every single book that you read in relationships is always going to say a woman should never make any first moves or things like that. So take the message how you will. But it does say here that, you know, if that is the case, that you may need to kind of be the King of Swords and be a bit clever and strategic in terms of getting this person's attention or courting them, or letting them know that you're interested, and yeah, getting their attention. We do have soulmates here in true love. So yeah, with the Hierophant card here, it was saying that there's definitely a promise of commitment here. There's true love, you are soulmates. And that this break is only temporary, okay? So yeah, it's just a small obstacle that you need to get through. For some of you, it's going to be like really serious, but I think for a lot of you this month, it's not really that serious. Like, I think this person's just traveling. And even if you are split, I do see that there will be communication. And with the Three of Coins, probably a desire from the both of you to try to kind of meet on the same page and work it out. So we've got a new life here. Milk and honey. Regeneration. Not for you. Exchanging gifts. So yeah, there definitely is like some gift giving, courting that needs to take place. It could be that this person does send you a gift. They might not be able to be with you, but the Knight of Pentacles might send you something physical. You know, they may not be able to get on the phone with you. They may not be able to communicate with you, but they can send you things to show you that they are thinking of you and that they care about you. But there is a new life here, a new beginning here for you. I think a new way of thinking. I think you're breaking through a lot of maybe your own insecurities around maybe even abandonment. Possibly. It could also be a new person that's come into your life. We've got milk and honey here. Very sweet, beautiful union. It's definitely a soulmate card. Someone that makes you feel very much at home, even when maybe they're not at home, right? Regeneration, renewal. will be here for you as well. This is a renewal maybe for you personally, okay? So you yourself may be going through renewals, especially with the Ace of Swords and the Hanged Man. You yourself could be regenerating within, a renewal within yourself. So this could be a brand new relationship that you're entering into as well. So you've got not for you here as well. So maybe something here is not for you. Maybe it's important to make it clear to this person what's, or maybe you have already, what's not for you and what is for you. Again, we've got a chessboard here. So this, again, I'm looking at strategy. And I think this is you where you said, look, this is not for me. This is not going to work. This is what, you know, you laying down the law in some way. I feel that you'll be seeing where that maybe hasn't helped the situation, or maybe you may realize that there's different ways that maybe you can communicate your wants and needs in some way. Also exchanging gifts here. So maybe there's gifts that you don't want, that are not for you. Yeah, maybe it's about love languages too. Maybe this person is like, I'm going to send you, this is how I do things. This could be them as well, where they're like, you know, this is how I show I love. I send gifts. And maybe you're like, no, I don't want gifts. I want you. I want to speak to you, or I want whatever it is that you want. Could be something like that as well. I'm going to just clarify this not for you. Ten of Cups. Justice. Nine of Cups. Is it not for you to okay, so it looks like maybe for some of you it's not really for you to be in a committed relationship, like you just want your freedom. Maybe for some of you, you just want to yeah, just have a very light-hearted relationship, maybe even just a friendship, or one that doesn't involve sex, or one that only is about sex. You know, it could be that could also be the case. Yeah, maybe it's just not for you. Or maybe someone who is so sensitive isn't for you. You know, again, we've got Pisces energy here. When you really think about it, this Pisces energy may not be for you. So for some of you, you may decide that actually this person's a bit too sensitive or a bit too emotional for me. It's like it's all a bit too much. That really you do like someone that you can have a mental exchange with on a certain kind of level. Maybe this person's quite a challenge in that aspect, in that way, that they don't really communicate in that way. You know, they're more intuitive, they're maybe more touchy-feely, you know. So this, when it comes to that courting man, again, it's about understanding the needs of that person. A courting man is quite a, clever, trying to figure out what that person likes, what they don't like. So I think you're trying to kind of meet this person where they're at, for some of you, but I think deep down, some of you have actually realized that this person isn't really the one for you, and that maybe there's just too many fundamental incompatibilities for some of you. But for some of you, you're like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm going to see things their way, or I'm going to be happy to compromise here and work with this person. But it looks like for some of you, that's not the case. That you're actually thinking, especially with the Emperor card being here, this is, I don't know that you can see that, but yeah, it is very much about being stubborn, set in your ways, doing things your way. And the Chariot card again talks about listening to your own inner voice and moving forward. So many messages here. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed it. Sorry I went on so long, but yeah, a lot of different, I think there's a few different storylines there, but I hope that they were helpful, and thank you for being here. I have to love you and leave you. The Nine of Cups is here there again, base of the deck though, so just before I go, I would say it looks like there will be some sort of wish fulfillment. And I think sometimes when we do cut out what we don't want, it does leave room for what we do want. So it's okay to say no, Anyway, if you want your own personal reading, get in touch with me by going to my website, and we can look at your situation in depth. Yeah, or just visit my website anyway for some really cool merchandise. I love you, take good care, and I'll see you in April. Bye.